Good morning, it's Wednesday the 5th of September. I'm Joanna Gosling. Welcome to BBC Newsroom Live, and we start with breaking news. I mentioned that there was a significant news briefing underway about the Salisbury nerve agent poisoning. Well, we're just hearing that two Russians have been named, suspected of murdering the Skripals. Now, the BBC 5 Live newsreader Rachel Bland, who was widely praised for her blog describing her treatment for breast cancer. Talking about Mervyn King, we're talking about Novichok and the poisoning of Sergei and Yulia Skripal, and the fact that we have just been hearing in the past few moments that two Russians have been named as suspects in the attempted murders of Sergei Skripal and Yulia after midday. Well, right now we will say goodbye to viewers watching us on BBC News. All the main news stories continuing here on Newsroom Live, here on the BBC News channel. Thank you very much, John. The BBC 5 Live newsreader Rachel Bland, who was widely praised for her blog and podcast, You, Me and the Big C, which described her treatment for breast cancer, has died. She was... The controller of BBC Radio 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra, Jonathan Wall, has been speaking about the success of her podcast, You, Me and the Big C. Remembering Rachel Bland, who has died this morning. In a moment, we will have all the business news, but first, our headlines on BBC News. Police say they have enough evidence to charge two Russian nationals, Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bozhirov, although they may be aliases, with attempting to murder the former Russian spy Sergei Skripal. Thank you very much. Now, the first Prime Minister's questions after the summer break will be getting underway shortly. Our assistant political editor, Norma, in the Commons for Prime Minister's questions, and actually Theresa May is also going to be giving a statement afterwards about the news that we've just been breaking in the last hour, that prosecutors have identified two Russians who they've accused of trying to murder the former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia with Novichok in Salisbury. We can hear now from Neil Basu, who's the head of UK counter-terror policing, who held a news briefing earlier. That's Neil Basu, the head of UK counter-terrorism policing. Headlines coming up in just a few moments, as well as Prime Minister's questions. Right now, let's join Lucy for a weather update. This is BBC News. I'm Joanna Gosling. These are the top stories developing at midday. We will be live in the House of Commons as soon as Prime Minister's questions begins. But right now, let's just bring you up to date with the very latest on the breaking news this hour, that British prosecutors have identified and named two Russian nationals